Steady, Bacon. Cully!
To Attila, king of the Huns, the most truculent of men, who used to be called the scourge of God, the goshawk was such a charmer that he bore it crowned on his badge, his helm, and his helmet.
That's all right, Balin. This is where we begin. You and I.
Falconry, perhaps the oldest sport persisting in the world. There is a bas-relief of a Babylonian with a hawk on his fist, which dates from 3,000 years ago. Many people are not able to understand why this is pleasant, but it is. I think it is right that I should now be happy to continue as one of a long line.
About that big brown dog. He's been with me a long time.
But to train this creature, any cruelty being immediately resented is worse than useless, because the bird will never bend or break to it. She possesses the last inviolable sanctuary of death. The mishandled raptor chooses to die.
In the morning before day, I would assuredly have her up in my fist and follow her in such manner as I have formerly done, thinking that I could never be too frequent with my hawk, or she with me.
The old hawk masters invented a means of taming them which offered no visible cruelty, and whose secret cruelty had to be borne by the trainer as well as the bird. The hawk was watched, was deprived of sleep by a sleepless man, day and night, for 2 or as much as 3 nights altogether. As Balin is being watched now, as Cully, who was almost as beautiful, was watched before him, as Goss. But Goss was different, as the first of anything is different and remembered always.
Seems a long time ago. September the 10th. Took delivery at London airport of one male haggard goss from Germany.
Goss was different. When I first saw him, he was a square thing like a laundry basket lined with sacking, tumultuous and frightening. The basket pulsed like a big heart in a fever. He gave out weird cries of protest, hysterical, terrified, but furious and authoritative.
Well, now, let's have a look at you. We'll have to call you something, won't we? How about Goss? Goss. Will that do? You scared, Goss? Because I certainly am. Stupid clot, Goss. Don't bait. I'm as unused to this as you are. See how we make out.
Goss? What you doing up there, Goss? You ought to be on my fist. Not there. Just step on.
Come on, step back. That's right. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I know you like that beam. You come round this way. Come on, it's a minute.
I had never trained a hawk before. For an instant, he stared at me with a mad marigold eye, then baited wildly from the fist. It was the falconer's duty to lift the hawk back to the fist in gentleness and patience, only to have him bait again, once, twice, 20, 50 times, all night.
Come on. Yeah. That's not too bad, is it?
There were 5 great milestones in hawking. The moment when the hawk first ate, when it gave in after the watch, when it flew to his fist, when it flew to him a distance of 100 yards, and the moment when it made its first kill. He was eating now, and Rome was not built in a day. Rome was the city in which Tarquin ravished Lucrece, and Gus was Roman as well as Teutonic. He was a Tarquin of the meat he tore, and now the man who owned him decided he had learned enough.
What do you think of that? Well, that's enough for today. Come along.
This is the next bed, isn't it, Gus? Let's see how quickly we can do this for you. You're probably a tired Gus. Come a long way, haven't you? Get you on as soon as we can.
A hawk is held by a pair of jesses, one on each leg, which are united at the ends remote from the leg by means of a swivel, through which the leash could be passed. A bell on either leg helps in locating the hawk when out of sight.
So far, so good, Gus. Good night, Gus. Good night.
Get in the way, Bacon. You know that? Not bad for our first day, was it, Bacon?
In the old days, when to understand the management of a hawk or falcon was the criterion by which a gentleman could be recognized, the Book of St. Albans had laid down precisely the classes of people to whom any member of the hawk or falcon family could belong. An eagle for an emperor, a peregrine for an earl, a goshawk for a yeoman.
Yes. Here's to Gus.
He who would train a hawk must become a slave, a butcher even though not attracted by raw meat, a nursemaid and a flunky.
Well, Bacon?
He who would train a hawk must also be a clerk.
Keen.
In the hawk's daybook, every meal was to be entered as it happened, with its time and amount, and every step forward or backward noted with the tedium of true love. And one day, God willing, I should need a column for kills.
Bit optimistic, but why not?
But all that was far ahead.
Go to sleep.
It was time for the watching to begin.
What's that for? Well, what's that for?
I was to stay awake, if necessary, for 3 days and nights, during which I hoped Gus would learn to stop baiting and to accept my hand as a perch.
It's something frightening.
Gus watched intently. It was an alert, concentrated, piercing look. My duty at present was not to return it. The attitude was to be conciliatory, yielding, patient, but certain of a firm objective. Slowly, endlessly, love-givingly, persistently, it was my business to distinguish the annoyances, to stroke and tease the talons. It meant walking round and round in the lamplight, constantly lifting back the sufferer with a gentle hand under the breast after the 100th bait. It meant reciting Shakespeare to keep awake.
Another way I have to man my haggard, to make her come, know her keeper's call, that is, to watch her. As we watch those kites, bait and beat, and will not be obedient. She ate no meat today, nor none shall have. Last night she slept not, nor tonight she shall not.
There were days of attack and counterattack, a kind of sweeping to and fro over disputed battlefields.
Time I went to bed, Goss. You and I. We've sat it out a long time. I'm tired. Goss, I can't rest until you've rested first. I can't rest. Nearly had me then, Goss, you know. I was just dropping off. One up to you, isn't it? One up to Goss. Let me move around for a bit. I'm gonna give up my heavy load, my heavy load, my heavy load.
It was on the second night that one got a kind of second wind in sleep, an ability to perk up and enjoy oneself. Man against bird, with God for an umpire, they had set each other out this way for 3,000 years.
I want some too, Goss. Yes, I do. Not just you alone. Have another go. You may be tired, but you haven't lost your appetite, have you?
God, you look bloody awful. Must be an easier way to train a hawk.
I've just about had it, Goss. Do you know that? Suppose you think I sound drunk. Well, I'm not, Goss. I'm tired. But I'm going to have a drink. Before I've finished it, you're going to be asleep. Here's to Goss. Oh, God. You haven't beaten me yet. So-and-so. You haven't beaten me yet.
When Gus finally gave in at the end of the third day, the conquest was a visible one. We had waited 72 hours for this moment. The moment at which the hawk, coerced by no cruelty of mine, but only by the desire for sleep, could first say with confidence, "I am so sleepy that I will trust this perch to sleep on, even though you stroke me, even though you have no wings and a beak of pliable gristle."
Christ!
Come on, Bacon. There's a boy. We've got some hunting to do. Gossie's hungry. Come on. There we are. What I need, Bacon, is a wash, and the colder the better. Come on, you old so. Bacon, come on.
No, I have not anything for you.
Wait till we come back. Go on, don't muck about. Go on with you. Come on. Come on, then. Come on. There we go.
The problem of food already becoming pressing.
Come on, Bacon.
Nothing was more woven into the stuff of falconry than the sun and the wind. The same field or hawk were changed in rain. The same circumstances were happy or sorrowful as the sun shone. It was the middle of September, and we had a few fine moments. There were long walks, very contented to be alone at last, with the gun barrels warm in the sun and the dog trotting at heel. One was shooting not in the least for sport, but for the pot.
There she is, coming in left. Food for Gus. Mustn't miss her. Got the bastard.
But always there was the necessity of getting back to the hawk as soon as possible.
Come on, Bacon. Hurry up. Good boy.
It's the best I've given you. I think it is anyway. Do you like it?
I could only hope to have Gus fully trained before the cartridges ran out. The French called him cuisinier, caterer for the mess. Goshawks had been, after all, for centuries, the only certain way of killing small game on the move.
No. 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 You've had enough. What's all that about? It was only Gus.
Gus had gone a long way back to wildness with his first sleep. It was backward and forward the whole time. All the time there was a single commandment to be observed. Patience. There was no other weapon. It ceased to be a negative, became a positive action.
Yes, tomorrow we're going to take you outside. You've got to do well when you get outside. Yes, you have.
Gus. Bacon. Bacon. Meet Gus. And everything put in a joint. And Gus. Meet Bacon. Now we go for a walk. Get to know each other. Come on.
And take it easy, you see. Gus doesn't know you. He's not used to it. And then this is Dana you're coming to now. See, Dana?
For every holiday which the falconer took away from the hawk would go back in its training twice as fast as he could hope to go forward. Theoretically, I ought to have carried the hawk from dawn to dusk, and only to have visited the places which suited the hawk. I was manning it now, introducing it successively to one shock after another. All our excursions were planned on this basis.
Just calm as they come. Cheers. Cheers.
All this time, Goss was learning to regard the glove as his natural home and perch. When the great and distant day arrived for flying him free, he must return to the glove automatically, having no life outside it.
I know you can't have beer. I can, though. Shame, isn't it?
There were mornings when one was very glad to be up before dawn carrying the hawk. The chief weapon in training a hawk was continuous carriage, but for the carrier it became a question of destination. Where shall we go now? Standing there in the morning happiness, one saw in the mind's eye the imaginary lines all over England. The roads coming up macadamized to the invisible threads and going on as stone. The ditches suddenly changing from cut to uncut. The parishes and territories and neighbors' landmarks. All this beautiful achievement of cooperation and forethought among our fathers who were at peace, now in dust.
Aged 69 years. And that's older bones than you'll make, I'm afraid, Goss. Do the best with what we've got, shall we? Goss. Goss. Come and get it. Fresh rabbit. Just a step, Goss. Goss, just a step, please.
So comes that excellent piece of work called man, with his capacity for looking before and after, his abilities to reflect upon the enigmas of philosophy, and the minted storehouse of an education that had cost between £2,000 and £3,000.
Come and get it, Goss. Come and get it. Got to meet me halfway.
Goss must learn to
Goss.
come to his call by associating it with food, like Pavlov's famous dog. Later on, he might get out of sight while and he could be recalled by whistle.
Goss. Please, Goss. Just that little step. Just the first one. I won't come any closer. You'll go without your dinner. Please, Goss. Goss, please. You marvelous bloody bird. Goss, you've done it. Goss. Quickly. Goss. 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 Quickly. Supper.
And then, suddenly, everything began to go wrong. All day he did not eat. He was in a terrible state of nerves.
Come on, Gus! Gus, you stupid so-and-so. I'll take it away. You won't have it, you won't have anything at all. Go to bed hungry. Get up tomorrow hungry. Serve you.
In short, he was...
What are you going to do, Gus? You will adore you. What the hell am I going to do? Take a pound of beef of a young beast, or more beef if you will. Make it very clean, not leaving either fat or straw therein. The beef must be sliced very thin, which when it is so sliced and well picked, lay it in a still and put thereto as much wine. Absolute nonsense. A medicinal pill to be given to all the worms make the best alarm. Ink, honey, clarified. Take off the scum with a feather when it has boiled a little, then it is clarified. Oh, it's no use either.
In fact, it was that in ignorance of his normal cubic content, I had him to think of acute liverish that he himself was curing by this self-imposed fast. And was a slow advance, feeling its way alone in the dark, 400 years too late for guidance. It seemed that we were beginning to turn us. The principle of regulating the hawk's conduct through his belly became clear. Suddenly I realized that this was the secret of all training.
Come and get it.
Breakfast. Lovely breakfast. Is it good?
A fat hawk, said the old horse's adage, maketh a lean horse, a weary falconer, and an empty purse.
Check the rest out of there. Partridges. Oh, rabbit neck. Could we have that, please?
Thank you very much.
Rabbit nets,
Secotine, yes. Ferret line. Paint.
White. Now, that's your first bit of shopping done. Everything the doctor ordered. Off we go. Behave beautifully.
At the same time, his manning to the bustle of the modern world continued. I began for the first time to hazard against the gentle traffic of a country town. He stood it well. His reactions to people were less annoying than theirs to him. Out of God's. The bow, exactly the bow which won the Battle of Erfurt, that it seems impossible that one should not have developed from the other. Somebody with a taste for archery as well as hawking must have stuck his bow into the ground for his hawk to sit on.
This may take a little longer than it should, Gus, because I haven't done it.
The falconer's knife possesses the necessary merit that it can be tied by hand in seconds. Falconers only have one hand. The hawk is always on, and it is impregnable.
Damn it. Oh.
And this stage.
just wondering what you're going to do today. You're going to keep me waiting a long time? Going to keep me waiting a short time? Or no time at all? Or are you just not going to do anything? Come on, Gus. Gus, you're a bloody marvel. Oh, no, you can't do that. A bit much too much. You have to get that away from you, won't we? Wait a minute. There, it's gone. Do it again. Try again. Try again. Let go. Let go.
The morning was spent in making Goss come quickly to the fist. He was fed with small scraps at each flight and behaved well. In the afternoon, Goss weathered on the bow perch while I attended to the daily chores. Of all the quilled creatures which nature in her plethora of species had reared to sing and pray over the fields and prairies, the grey-worn tundras and steppes and pampas and forests and breaks and marshes and jungles and flat deltas and mountain chains and sun-lonely moors, Goss was one, as I was one of the other.
What's that for? Did you think you saw something? Now, look, you do that again, and I'll get me a woman. It's just you and me. Much better that way. There's a Goss. Come on.
Yet it was sometimes difficult to believe that he was not merely being naughty. Speak harshly to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes. He only does it to annoy, because he knows it teases. Unfortunately, the Duchess's remedy was not open to the falconer.
Now getting all frightened. What was it? Hmm? Think someone was going to hurt you, something was going to happen? What did you see? What did you think you saw? Nothing there, you know. All imagination. Absolutely nothing.
But now she was enjoying being stroked. We were again in love.
Silly old Goss. Better now? Remember. Do you remember what we were doing the other day? You from the bow perch, just jumping. Jumping to my fist, getting a thumb piece. We're going to do it now from the fence. Much further, though. Oh, 10, 15 yards.
It was time to try Goss on a creance. A creance is a long length of twine or fishing line, light enough for the hawk to carry in flight, to give the illusion without the danger of absolute freedom.
Come and get it, Goss. Goss, Goss. Goss. Come and get it, Goss. Come to my fist. You've done it before. You did it in the barn. Tell you what. I'll give you 15 minutes. I'll give you 60 until 4:45. That'll be your lot. Coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Had it, Gus. You bloody marvelous bird. You deserve that. Now let's see if you can do it again.
The French called him rameur, a rower through the air who knew his key. I hugged the fence with him, deposited him, and with my heart in my mouth, he should follow before I was ready, began to call. For the second pull of rabbit came quickly, nearly 20 yards.
Gus! Come and get it, Gus. Come and get it. Gus!
The idea was to concentrate on making him come quickly to the fist from any distance, 20, 40, 60, and 100 yards. The final test of terror of flying him loose was Gus from a tree.
Marvelous. Well, that's it, Gus, you old so-and-so. You made it.
No wonder the old falconers used to love hawks. The effort which went into them, the worry which they occasioned, the 2 months of human life devoted to them, both waking and dreaming. These things made the hawk for the man who trained it. The final test of terror of flying him loose was Gus from a tree.
Marvelous. Well, that's it, Gus, you old so-and-so. You made it.
No wonder the old falconers used to love hawks. The effort which went into them, the worry which they occasioned, the 2 months of human life devoted to them, both waking and dreaming. These things made the hawk for the man who trained it a part of himself. The Bishop of Ely once excommunicated a thief who stole a hawk from the cloisters of Bermondsey. I understood how he must have felt. Some crimes are worthy of excommunication.
Getting very good at just sitting on my fist, aren't you, Gus?
Well, there it was. The job was practically finished. I made a list of debits and credits as Robinson Crusoe did on his island. He would allow me to stroke his legs, crop, and breast. He was reasonably good with people. He would come now 100 yards on a creance.
You even let me some...
It was easy. I had to find something more powerful to pit myself against next.
We've come a long way, haven't we? You and I. A long, long way.
Getting a bit warm, that leash of yours, isn't it, eh? Got you a thicker job tomorrow. Washing. I told you it was just washing. Good drive,
take advantage of it.
Oh, you're lucky.
You can just duck yourself and then drip dry.
I cannot remember that my heart stopped beating at any particular time. Low, so final, after 6 weeks of unremitting faith, that it was tempered to me as being beyond appreciation.
It's your own bloody fault, you stupid clot. It's your own bloody...
It was like death, in a way. Something too vast to hurt much, or even to upset you. Goss had gone. Three hours later, I was pretty sure of his position, having noticed a cloud of furious rooks tossing about on the wind half a mile away.
Well, let's go.
There he is.
Well, my God, yes. Don't take it fast. It's going to be a bit tricky. Goss? Goss? Goss, goss, goss. Goss, goss, goss. Come and get it. Come and get it. Goss, goss, goss. Goss. Come and get it. Goss, goss, goss. Come and get it. Goss, goss, goss. Goss, goss, goss. I told you to keep away. Didn't I? My God.
My last 50-50 chance. I thought and life for 6 weeks. My lunatic from the Rhine. He was gone. There is an old proverb which says, when your first wife dies, she makes such a hole in your heart that all slip through.
Must presume irretrievably lost.
Yet there is no sentimentality about being associated with a hawk. One is matching one's mind against another mind with deadly reason and interest. One demands no transference of affection, desires no ignoble homage or gratitude. After the misery and the hopes were ended, 6 months later there was a new goshawk, Cully, and he consented to be trained in 2 months. And we were going to make a kill, with the hawk flown loose under fair conditions, however many times we had to try. After half an hour of carrying the fist, Cully roused his feathers for the second time. They awaited that he was keen and would attend to his business and not give trouble.
It's as though you don't get yourself caught up. Don't be impatient now. I know you're keen. Nearly ready. Now, off we go. See if we can make that first.
Suddenly, Cully had seen. Our veins coalesced, and the blood ran in a circuit through both of us.
Go get him, Cully!
Bloodlust is a word which has become shop-soiled. They have rubbed the nap off it, but split it into its parts and think of lust. Lust. That.
Gus introduced a line this morning. Decided to weather Gus before tying him. Up at dawn, out looking. No sign of Gus. Must presume irretrievably lost.
Cully now is safe to molt in the mews. Balin soon will join him there. Balin is most beautiful, and Cully before him was almost as beautiful. But Gus was different.